going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Throw Meter podcast. I'm your host, Sock from Detail Made Simple, and today I have something special for you all. So, right now, what are we doing? We are restoring the grill on this 2023 Subaru. It sits outside 24/7, and of course, I'm not in New York, but I am going to be using Fine Labs Black Plastic Ultra. So that is what I'm going to be using to restore this plastic trim. And yeah, so you'll see a quick before walk around on how the actual, how everything looks and up close. I did coat this vehicle with DIY Detail hydrates. And for this application, as I said before on my previous video, was I just did 2-3 panels at a time. I felt like that was the sweet spot. I waited about 5 to 7 minutes for each one, and then for each panel, and that was it. It just came off a lot smooth, and that was my results for that. It didn't take any more time. I did do it in direct sunlight, so that was also another thing. It is about 80 degrees over here, and that is about it. So let's talk about Black Plastic Ultra. What did I do to the front grille and what I did to the cowl? So pretty much washed it, prepped it. We use Quiver Brake as an APC pretty much. It's not an APC, but you know, you could clean the rubbers and stuff like that and the plastic with that. So I used Quiver Brake and then panel prepped it. Obviously, we washed the vehicle. We grabbed the brush, agitated all of this. And yeah, so it's already been faded because it sits outside 24/7. And we are going to apply Black Plastic Ultra. I did open the box already, and it does come with this dropper. And I already shook this bottle up off screen. So what I'm going to do is open up this cap, and it just has a huge opening here. Do we need a dropper? Maybe not. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just gonna put the dropper since they provide it. And there it is. Just put the dropper just like that. I am using a suede block applicator for this. Hopefully I could get in there. And it is a slight black dye. I'm just gonna put pretty much just that much onto the suede applicator just to prime it. And this is a ceramic trim restore. Typically, you all know I don't really like ceramic trim restores, but in this case, in terms of the front grille and the black plastic trim, and just this front grille, I think it's going to do wonders. And Fine Lab makes a great trim restorer from what I've heard, and a lot of people say, hey, try it out, give it a shot. And I am going to do this as such, especially on the cowl as well. This vehicle did have the DIY Detail 5-year coating on it, and it lasted about 2.5 years. The vehicle is pretty transparent, and he will tell you himself that he did not, he did not treat the vehicle with as much care as possible, especially with the ceramic coating. So it lasted 2 years with minimal maintenance. So that is something to keep in mind. And I am just spreading this trim restore as such. And what you want to do is, after you're done applying this, you want to give it about 5 minutes of wherever section you applied it to, just to sit, and then you'll be able to level off. Now, also another thing to note is if it gets on the paint, it is okay. Just wipe it off. I am just trying to get as close to the edges and of the grill as possible. You may need a slight brush, detail brush, to get into more intricate areas. So just stay tuned for that. I'm not going to, grab a swab and do everything on screen for you, but I will still provide a huge 50-50 on when I do that, just to not take up so much time. You could just grab a throwaway detail brush that you have, a swab, like, those little cotton swabs. You can apply it just like as such with one of those swabs or interior swabs, where you can just apply some of it like that and spread it onto the plastic that way. And yeah, so I am just still applying this as such. And what I'm going to do is, once I'm done doing this 50-50, I'll take a quick pause and bring you in. And that is it. Typically, on more texturized plastic trim, it is going to look a lot, but I mean a lot better, because it absorbs more into that plastic trim. And take a quick pause so that way we could see a quick 50-50 on the before and after. Just as such. So huge night and day difference from that. And then you come over to the right side and to that. Huge 50-50. So yeah, so from what you saw, it's a huge 50-50. Grab your towel. Use a Kirkland microfiber towel. You don't need the most expensive towel that you have to level off this plastic trim restore. And just start leveling away. So spend it close to 5 minutes and it just evenly remove the excess and you are set to go. Now in terms of cure time, I'll put it in the description. I don't really know the full cure time for this, but just like typically any other trim restorer, I know most of them pretty much say give it about 8 hours minimum of cure time. So I would think this would apply as well, especially on how amazing factory OEM look the trim, this plastic trim got. So look at that, nice OEM look. So yeah, I will pause the video and let me finish up this front bumper and then we'll go straight to the cowl. All right, so the front grille is done and now all that's left is the cowl. And same thing applied. We already, as I said in the intro or in the beginning, was already prepped, washed, APC, all that jazz. And just get rid of this slight little dust so that way we don't get any streaks, and ready to apply. So as you can see, instantly it makes a huge difference. Now another thing to note that I forgot to say is don't do this in direct sunlight, especially with ceramic trim restores. Again, I didn't test it with this one and I did not want to gamble with it, especially since it doesn't say on their videos that, hey, you know, you can use it in direct sunlight. Just don't gamble with it. Just take your time, do it in the shade, do it on a cool panel, especially plastic, black plastic. It gets really, really hot, really, really fast. And last thing you want is to have zebra stripes or streaking or whatever because you did it in direct sunlight. So make sure you get nice, even coverage all the way around. And another thing also is I'm applying this plastic trim restorer an hour after I did my DIY detail coating. And the reason for that is because that is the initial 1 hour, just the initial 1 hour cure time. And I just want to make sure I don't hinder any protection or, you know, just don't mess anything up on my end for the customer. So I am applying the trim restorer nice and even as possible. And it comes out looking fantastic. Pretty much like minimal leveling needed. Let me bring you off the camera. And let me put this down, but I don't want to drop it on the floor. So let me put this down over here. And let me put you off of the camera. So hopefully you see that drastic 50-50 as well. So now it looks completely brand new. And yeah, so I am going to finish the rest of the cowl, and I will see you all on the outro. From here is the same thing, just level off after 5 minutes. If it gets on the glass, just wipe it off, no biggie. And that is it. All right, everyone, so hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and pretty much this Fine Lab Plastic Black Ultra, I must say, as of right now, it's one of my favorite ceramic trimmer stores for sure. Just the way it went on, it left pretty much zero zebra striping or any streaks, nothing. It just went on super even and then leveled off super even. There's other trimmer stores out there that tend to leave a little bit of a streaking or an edge or whatever you like to call it, but this was just wipe on. It just seeped into the plastic perfectly and then just wiped off, leveled off perfectly. Give it up to 5 minutes. I gave it between 3 minutes or so, just because it's a little bit more humid, and it just gave fantastic results. So that is pretty much it. This has to be, I must say, one of my favorite plastic trimmer stores for sure. And you see up here on the walk around on how everything looks and how everything ended up being. And hopefully you all enjoy this type of content. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. I gotta say wow on this for sure. And I was planning on leaving this here in New York, but to be quite honest, I'm taking this back to South Carolina because all I got is one bottle. And yeah, so this is coming with me. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.